The movie was incredible.
Just jumping, just had me, rocking on my seat,
It was an experience of a lifetime.
It was cute. It was way cute. I loved it. It was brilliant. It really was.
I recommend it. It's a tearjerker.
I think everybody should see this movie.
Well, Mr. Frears, thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Pleasure.
The movie centers around the character of Tamara Drewe, and Gemma did a wonderful job of portraying it.
Yeah.
How she seemed almost effortless at some points. How easy or hard was it to cast that role?
Well, it was easy because Gemma existed. If Gemma hadn't existed, it probably would have been hard, but she walked into the room and made sense of everything. Effortlessness, when I was growing up, films were effortless. They just happened in front of you. I sort of think that's the way the world should be. You should just see a film. The way it's made seems to me of no interest at all. It's just the story and the actors.
It was actually based on a comic strip, then a graphic novel. So, at first glance, did you read the script first? Did you
I read the script.
Did you?
I'd actually read it when it was serialized in a newspaper. And I'd known the graphic artist for years, but I really only read it when the script arrived based on the book.
After you read the script, did you happen to go back and read the comic?
I looked at the graphic novel, yes.
How similar is it to the graphic novel?
It's a wonderful book, and I wanted to honor the book. I wanted to make a film as good as worthy of the book. That means sometimes being faithful, sometimes being unfaithful.
The graphic novel does have sort of a cult following. Did you ever feel pressure from the fans to live up to something?
No, no. I mean, people in Britain love Posey's work, and so the whole thing had to live up to her.
I read that it was really important for you to have the writer on set.
Well, I like that, because you're doing a job, you're making something, and the idea that the writer is somewhere else seems to me absurd. But I can see I'm the only director in the world who does that. Has
it been like that for the other movies that you've worked on?
Many of them, yeah. It's quite normal for me.
Does it have anything to do, I sort of read that, you want to make sure that the jokes are the tone of the writer.
Yes, of course. You just want everything to be as good as possible. It's nothing sinister or, you're doing a bit of work, really.
As far as the character of Tamara, why is she so standout from the rest of the characters?
Well, she's gorgeous for a start in a way that most people aren't. And she's flawed. She's got problems.
The two young girls in the movie, they sort of acted as the meddling narrators.
Yes, they're like the gods. First of all, they're commenting on the action. Then they start to move the adults around, and then they become involved in it. Yeah, they're brilliant.
They were absolutely amazing. The thing that I found so weird was a lot of their conversation had to do with sex.
I know, isn't it shocking?
Do you think that was a little weird to have girls that young talking about that?
No.
No, not at all?
I'm afraid not. Isn't that how girls talk? You'd know more than I would know.
I mean, I don't know that young.
That all came about because of Posey riding on buses and hearing schoolgirls talk about sex. I mean, far worse than anything in the film.
If you could just tell me, what was the most difficult role to cast in the movie?
Well, it wasn't difficult to cast the film. I mean, you just had to take trouble to get it right, really. So, but once we got the cast right, then the rest of it was quite easy.
As far as the characters, which one was kind of your favorite to follow?
Oh, the young girls.
The young girls.
They're so delinquent, they're so mischievous.
One of the themes that stuck out to me was kind of adultery through a softer eye, joking eye. Do you think that there was a little bit more satire in something that usually is serious?
Well, it seemed to me if you took it seriously, it'd be quite dull. What was original about this, what was fresh, was turning this tragedy into a comedy. That's what I like about it, so that you're actually making a tragic story in a very comic way. I think that's what's original about it.
I think it was extremely relatable. I kind of felt after the movie was over that it was a little bit Sex in the City meets English countryside.
Or Dangerous Liaisons meets English countryside.
Okay.
Yes. Well, that's good enough for me.
The LA Times quoted you as saying that this is one of your, this was one of the most special projects that you've worked on.
I had a wonderful time. I just loved it. I loved it.
What set this apart from the other projects?
It was so funny, and I was in a very beautiful part of the country with very, very nice people. I mean, what more do you want in life, really?